Hello and welcome to the next edition of Predergast Plays. Today I'm going to show you two add-ons that I use. Number one is Auctionator, and this helps me and automates quite a lot of the auction house functions for me. And the second is Transmog Shop, which just helps me in the auction house when I'm looking for transmog and just brings me up those items that I haven't yet collected the appearance for. So without further ado, we need to make our way to the auction house, and we'll use the one here in Stormwind as that's where I am, which is always busy. Now we're back into Legion. Okay, so first thing I'll do, I'll bring up the Auctionator window. Now Auctionator can be installed via the Curse client. Now I have described using the Curse client in one of my past videos, which was Predergast Plays Legion Add-Ons, and I'll put the link to that video in the description below. So install Auctionator into your game, install Transmog Shop, and away we go. Okay, so when you open the auction window with Auctionator, nothing much has changed apart from we have 3 extra tabs on the auction window, and Transmog Shop is completely separate. We'll come to that later. So first thing to do on your first visit, or if you haven't been for a while to the auction house, click on the More tab and do a full scan. Now this reads, I'll set it going because it can take a while. This reads every auction that's going on your server. Now I'll let that go. It can take up to 2 minutes the first time. We'll speed time up a little and be back with you shortly. There we go, and in my instance it only took 36 seconds because I do use it quite often. So I've scanned the auction house. It tells me there were 31,000 plus auctions. It's added 190 items I didn't have in my scan already. 2,430 of those price details have been updated, and it didn't miss any. So that was a good scan. I'll click done, and I would recommend that if you're going to use the auction house, do that at least once a day before you start any of your auctions. Now you'll notice in this bag in the bottom right I've put 4 items that I want to sell on the auction house today. One's a battle pet, one's a male piece of equipment, one's some dual crafting gem chips, and one's a stack of food. But this works with all items. I'm just picked those 4 to show you how it works. So the next thing I want to do is go to the buy tab, the sell tab I should say. I'm not buying at the moment. In the sell tab, and literally I just drag the item I want to sell, the lovebird hatchling, to that slot there. Now the window that's coming up is telling me currently there are no current auctions. Nobody's selling a lovebird hatchling at the moment. And the last one that sold, when I go to history, sold for 2,221 gold. Now I'm not going to be too greedy. I'm going to change that to 2,000. I'm quite happy with 2,000. And the starting price can be 1950. I'm quite happy with that. 1 stack of 1. Press the create auction button, and there you heard the money sound. 1 auction's created. Superb. So that was something that's not currently in the auction house. Now I'm quite certain my next piece, Graven Scale Girdle of the Quick Blade, there'll be 1 or 2 of them in the auction house at the moment. So if I grab that, slide it over, currently there's just 1 for sale. Now that's for sale at 1,074 gold 99 silver and 99 cents. And they've also sold for these amounts recently. Now the first thing I'm going to do before I do is show you something in the options window. I have, when I click options, if you go to undercutting, I have set these levels that I am quite happy to undercut if something's already for sale in the auction house. Now I've set it so if it's over 500 gold, I undercut by 5, over 100 by 1, 20 gold by 2 silver, and etc. writing down. Right, my starting price discount, i.e. that people can bid on, is 10% lower than that. Now I don't want that. I want that to be just 3% lower if somebody wants to bid. I'll OK that, and that's all my undercutting levels now set. So it's now showing me that if I want to, I will create this auction of the graven scale. It will undercut, so it will round it to the nearest 0. So it will put it on for 1070 because there's one already on for 1074.99.99. I can buy out 3% low if anybody wants to buy it instantly. Or make a bid, I should say. Bids can start at 963. I'll put it on the auction house for 24 hours. That can be amended here for how long you're willing to have it on sale. Don't forget, of course, your deposit amount decreases with the lower time. But I find 24 hours, that way you get all those midnight players guaranteed in your auctions. And once again, create an auction. And there we go, that auction was created. Now looking at these gem chips. Okay, green gem chips at the moment are currently on individual price of 6 gold 85. So if I was to sell one stack of 8, that would be on for 54 and a bid price of 52. But when I have anything over 5, I tend to then break that stack up. So if it's 8, I'll put that into 2 stacks of 4. All the math's done automatically for me. I can create 2 auctions, you'll hear it create them. There we are. And 2 auctions were created for a gem chip, 2 times 4 at 27 gold, 20 silver and 0 copper per stack. You can now see my auctions here, and at 27 per stack.
Couldn't resist.
I'll do that again now with the dog bar star salmon. Now food automatically breaks into stacks of 5. If it doesn't, the first time you set it to stack in 5, from then on it will sell in stacks of 5. Other than any time when you have less than 5, it will just sell it as 1 stack of the lower amount. So 15, that's 3 stacks of 5. Again, it's undercutting slightly, this time by 5 silver per item. 3 stacks of 5, a starting bid of 32 gold. I'll create those 3 auctions. And there we are. And that is how you speed up your selling. The great thing about it, of course, it allows you to check the market, and if the market's absolutely flooded, so we look at there, I mean that's not too many up for sale at the moment, but if there are pages and pages and pages in your current tab, it's really not worth putting them on for sale yet, unless you're prepared your price to be quite low to the market standard. Sometimes, what I've been known to do, when I see the current bids, sometimes this can be a ridiculously low one. I've bought that out, I've bought that, so that my auction can go in at a higher price that I'm happy with. Right, okay, let's look at buying something. In the Buy tab, now I've been looking for several things lately, and now, for example, for one, let's look for one of the items I need quite often. If we go to one of my professions, now I'm on Predergast at the moment, who does inscription. Now, if we look here, this is just one way that I use this. When I bring my patterns up, whether this be blacksmithing, jewel crafting, cooking, inscription in this case, any of your professions, this new little button appears. Click this, and it does a search for the item itself, which is currently 5,998 gold. If I go back, it shows me the materials, the prices currently of the materials to buy that. So as you can see, at the moment, a little bit of math, they're selling for 5,900, but working these out, it's absolutely not worth buying materials to make these if I needed one at the moment, because the cost of those materials is much higher than actually buying one. So it would pay me, if I needed a codex at the moment, to buy one, not make one, as prices stand currently. So that's how you can use the auction house button within your professions tab to see if it's worth making anything for sale at the moment. Now if I do it another way, right, quite often, this is my bank alt, so I'm forever buying things on this for other characters. Well, it keeps a list of things you've searched for recently, and let's just have a look for something that I could, yeah, there we go, stonehide leather. Currently, stonehide leather is selling for 9 gold 70. If I click on that, it brings up those auctions if I wanted to buy any at the moment. The cheapest per item at the moment is this stack of 121, which I will pay 1,173 gold for. If I wish to do so, I would simply click on buy, it would ask me to confirm, and away I go. Now on this one here, where there's 3 stacks of 200 at 10 gold each, so that would be 10,000 a stack, when I hit buy, it would buy 1 stack and then ask me if I would wish to continue buying. I could continue another twice to purchase all 3 stacks, spend 6,000 gold and have 600 stonehide leather. That's the buying works. Of course it remembers your list, so it's easier for you. Several items I'm looking for at the moment. Now on Predergast himself, my mage, anything that's of the impatient is the preferred best in slot of crafted materials. So I've got just a search for of the impatient, but nothing there I'm looking for from him at the moment. Okay, now in the More tab, we've only just created these auctions, so it's going to be a bit different, but on More, it brings up a list of all your active auctions down here. Now, I can click this button, it will check for undercuts. Once you've been undercut, you're not going to sell. So I can check for undercuts, it will check each item, and already those gem chucks have been undercut. So do I want to bring them off the auction house so I can repost them? Just for this case, yes I will. So I can start cancelling. There's 2 stacks, so that's 1 stack cancelled. There's the second. Click done. They're back in my mailbox and I could repost them immediately. I'll just go and grab them and I can show you how somebody's already undercut me. But what we'll do now is we'll undercut them. So back into the Auctionator tab. I'm on the sell tab. Here's my gem chips. So somebody has really undercut everybody and put them on for 1 gold. I'm going to undercut them now just for example reasons. It's going to undercut them by 1 silver. My undercut amount when it's a 1 gold item. Create 2 auctions. There we go. And that, my good friends, is Auctionator. Now, if you do come back and wish to do a full scan, right, you can only do them every 15 minutes. But believe me, that information's quite alright. You'll have no problems there. The reason you do the scan, because it checks everything live while you're actually on at the auction house. All those prices are live. But it adds to your tooltips, which I'll show you here, with that food item in my royal satchel. When I bring up the tooltips now for that item, it shows me that the last time I was at the auction house, they were going for 23 gold. And it gives you a great idea of how much things are going to cost, how much you're possibly going to sell them for. What it's really good for as well, if you're at a vendor and you're looking at that green item that's bind on equip, you can have a quick look, you know, should I auction it, should I vendor it? Now, also as well, if it was disenchantable, it would bring up how much those mats are worth, possibly if you were to disenchant them. I don't think I've anything that I can disenchant at the moment. Oh, I have. There we are. So if I was to vend it, I would get 30 gold. At the auction house at the moment, they're going for 525. If I disenchant it, I'll get 80 gold's worth of mats. Now, of course, you can't guarantee an auction sale, so 80 is better than 30. I would know if the auction house was absolutely packed, disenchant it rather than vendor it. I can then auction those disenchanted materials. And that, my good friends, is Auctionator. I'll put a link in the description below on how to get that from the Curse client, from the Curse website. I do highly recommend using the Curse client rather than the website. It does all the installs for you automatically, and with the Curse client installed, also informs you when you power up your machine if you've any add-ons that need updating before you launch WoW. As you know, there's nothing worse than starting WoW and your add-ons are now out of date and aren't working or are broken. So this will tell you you've X amount of add-ons to update, shall we update them? Doesn't do it automatically, that's fine by me. However, you can subscribe to Curse and they will automatically update. Also, with a subscription, if you play across more than one machine, it keeps all your add-ons in sync. If you install it on one machine, the next time you power up the other machine, it'll install that add-on for you as well, and keep all the add-on settings in sync. As I say, I only play on one machine nowadays. I no longer get away with playing WoW at work, so it's not played on my laptop anymore. So that's the Curse client. I use it, highly recommend it, and that was Auctionator. But what I also wanted to show you was Transmog Shop. Now, if you're into your Transmog appearances, and I am on quite a few of my toons, this also adds into the auctioneer, the auction house, a new tab called Transmog Shop. If I click on that, first thing it will do is scan the auction house yet again, which it's just done. Firstly, I'm going to go to my options. What I'm actually going to do at the moment, I'm asking it to equip appearances 1 reminder, so if I do win anything, remind me to equip them before I go and vend them. Otherwise, of course, you don't get the appearance added to your wardrobe. Hide anything that's unusable because I'm not that profession. You know, those odd things that, you know, these are available only to an engineer, or a shaman only can wear this, etc. And I wanted to show me stuff that I could buy for transmog and transmog use only, really, of no more than 250 gold. If you're looking for those really rare ones, you could actually take that out of there, put 0, it will ignore price and show you everything. But I'll leave it at 250 for now, and I don't mind it showing me items above my level, because these are obviously all bind on equip as they're coming from the auction house, so I would send them to another toon to actually use them. Okay, it is only going to show me cloth because I'm on my banker toon, which is a priest. But at the moment, let's uncheck all of those. And what I just want it to do is I want to improve the amount of shoulder items I have and gloves I have. So when I ask it to scan now, it's scanning the auction house for any shoulders or hands that I don't yet have the appearance for that cost under 250 gold. Here we can see it scanning all the auctions. We won't speed that up, it was quite good. When I click on shop now, here we are. Here's a list of all those items I don't yet have the appearance for. When I can still do the control click to see it. And a bad little shoulder. So some heavy linen gloves, they look like that, so I can still see them. You can decide whether you want to add it to your appearances or not. Just cancel that now, because if anything, it's staves. I'm looking for some staves I might not yet have the appearances for. So let's shop for staves under 250. Not so many. Don't have these appearances yet. Let's have a look at what they are. Just one click brings it into the window. If there's anything unusual, ooh, I have that, but with a very different coloured neck on it. So we'll buy that one. Let's buy Creeper Claw Staff of the Fire Flash. I've done that. Anything else? Oh no, I know I have something very similar to that already. That's very boring. Okay, so I'll cancel. Now if I was feeling I want plenty, if I was flush, plenty gold, I can actually click buy all and buy them all. Now if any of them have duplicate appearances, it will only buy one of them. So I could do buy all, it would then ask me to confirm each one. I don't need to, if I am doing that, I just buy them all. Bang. And that's how to find what you don't have yet, and how to get some really nice transmog. Now when I close, you won't see this because of my webcam, but into chat it will drop me a message. Don't forget to equip this once you've got it from the mailbox. There we go. It says Transmog Shop. Remember when leaving Transmog Shop to equip appearances 1 to exclude them from future shop results. Basically, if I don't equip them, it won't know not to show that appearance again. So we'll run over to my mailbox, grab that item. As you can see, you haven't yet collected this appearance, so let's bind it. I've now got that appearance, put my original staff back, and we'll go and sell it. And I'm getting 27 of that gold back.
Need help?
So to get that appearance has really only cost me 26 gold. Because I'll sell it back.
Farewell.
And that's Transmog Shop in a nutshell. Okay, so that was Auctionator and Transmog Shop, and I'll give you a detailed instruction of a couple more of my add-ons very shortly. For now, take care, enjoy your time in the world of Warcraft Legion, and I hope your gold amount and auction house playing goes a little better from now on. Take care, bye bye.